Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode in Riverbend Springs. I just wanted to show you, it's a little past midnight. Look at the sky. I don't know if you can see actually, but there is a very beautiful view of the galaxy. Stretching all the way through the sky. And the moon is shining. Such a beautiful night. And this is all after a tornado. So go figure. So welcome back in the morning. It's such a beautiful June day. Sun is shining. And look at that, the grass is full of beautiful flowers that feed our bees. And there are two deer. Or are those does frolicking in the meadow. I just finished my morning coffee. I have been on the phone with Playground Construction. They don't really need anything today. But there is some things that I want to take care of today. So one of those is I need to get the tree harvester. I might have to think about building another shed for it, because I really don't want to leave it in the weather all the time, exposed, you know. I really want to have it under certain protection. And I have to visit Mr. Walter. Yesterday evening, it was a previous episode for you, I was on top of this watchtower looking down, and I have seen that the tornado hit at Walter's farm. Whoa. Yeah, gotta be careful, there's no inside railing. In any case, yeah, I've seen that Mr. Walter's farm was very near to the tornado. It made landfall over there, straight in front of me in that field. And then it went left. And this is approximately the area where Mr. Walter lives, over there. So I rushed down. And I helped him move some cows because the tornado was going straight for the cow pen. And it was a very precarious situation. But we got all the cows out and in the barn where he has the tractors and trailers. He doesn't have many cows, you know, maybe 5, 6. So we were able to save the cows, and the tornado went straight through that pen. I'll make a stop at his place and I'll show you what I'm talking about. But right now I will take a cab down and get my tree harvester. It probably needs some TLC because it's a used one and I'm not really sure in what shape it comes. Got dropped off by a cab, and look at this. This is our beast Komatsu that we bought used. But it doesn't really look too used, does it? Actually, the rollers and the paint seems to be in a very good condition. Everything seems to be fine. Interesting. In any case, I'm gonna go inside and I'm gonna take the keys, and then we can check it out even more. Alright, so I have the keys, and I did read a manual. You're supposed to go in, because I really have no idea how all this works. But you go in from this side, there are steps here, and you go on the tire, and then you open the doors here, and you're in. And after that, everything folds up neatly. So this one is a keyless thing. You don't need to put a key in to run it. So let me just start it up and we'll see how it all handles. Ooh. Awesome sound. Yeah, this is going to take a bit of getting used to. Let me just jump out real quick onto the tires. Yeah, this is such a beautiful thing. It carries the engine way back, so it's a counterweight to the wood that you lift. What a beautiful machine. Right, let's go get her moving. Right, so this lifts the arm, this extends the arm, tracks it, and this pushes it out, extends. Okay, so if I want to go on the road, I should probably make myself as small as I possibly can. Do I have beacons? Let me just check real quick. I actually don't have beacons. That might be a problem, because I didn't really count on transporting this thing. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I have to check something. Give me a minute. Well, I couldn't find any useful information on the circumference or the size of these trees that tornado destroyed. So I'm slowly gonna make my way to Walter's place, and I'm gonna try and cut them down with this harvester. Otherwise I'm gonna have to go and lease something else. Yeah, the visibility is really not great here, is it? On the other hand, my top speed in this is around 20 kilometers. So let's just move, and this is exactly the reason why I bought a wheeled one and not a tracked one, because a wheeled one can go on the road. Well, it's probably not legal, you know, but it can go on the road, and it can, you know, I can move the machine, the harvester, on my own without any huge trailers and stuff like that. And this is the top speed of the harvester. Such a beautiful machine. So this on the right is the field that I picked stones in the episode with the case. And here on the left, the tornado made landfall. You can see there is the first broken tree. Is there anyone behind? No. There's one coming in front of the car. Let me make my way off the road so I can have a better look at what happened. Because it was in the middle of the night previously, and I didn't get a good look at the devastation. Okay. Yeah, and there's another neat feature. The cab stays upright as much as it can. Isn't that cool? So yeah, look at that. So the tornado made landfall right here. I'm surprised the field was spared as much as it has been. And then it continued on its way down and straight toward Mr. Walter. And over there at the top is my lookout tower. This is where I was, well, looking out on what's going on in the county. And I spotted the tornado coming down and hitting hard. So it continued all this way, and look at all those broken trees. So as the contract still stands for cleaning up these broken trees. And over here, this is already Mr. Walters. Look at that. This is all his land. And these were all his trees. And the tornado went straight for the cow pen. Look at that. So we fixed it during the night. We put back the fencing. It was only an electric fence, you know, so nothing much. We moved these cows into the barn and then brought them back when it was all over and when we fixed the fence. And this is where the tornado went over a field and it pretty much devastated the whole crop here. And it slowly stopped and dissipated around here. So if you imagine if the tornado would make just a little tiny different path, it could go straight through his combine or straight through his barn. It would probably hold, but you never know. You never know with these things. So all in all, we agreed with Mr. Walter that it was pretty lucky. And it was pretty lucky that he sold most of his cattle. So we didn't have too much animals or too many animals to care about and move them on. So what am I gonna do now is I'll try to use the harvester on these trees. If they are too thick, because they might be, you know. I think my header takes 70 centimeter logs. This is what I learned from the online manual, from the specification. But if these trees are too wide, then I'm not going to be able to harvest them with my harvester, and I'm simply going to have to park it over at my forest and find another solution. But yeah, I definitely have some work to do. I'm back up. Be extremely careful I don't fall. Okay, now how do I turn this on? Alright. But I have learned something while reading the manual. And let me get down first so I'm on a nice flat land. Got my first tree. And if I go to, what, 5 meter length, can I set it here? I'm not sure. Okay, so let's try and hug this one. There's a hug of doom for the tree. Yeah, I think we are pretty much spot on. Good. Okay, will it cut? That is now the question. I don't think so. I think the tree is too wide. Even though it doesn't look like it's too wide, you know. But I don't know. I'm not an expert. So let's see what the issue is. Yeah, it's definitely too wide, because these grapple hands, they don't really come around it. Yeah, there's no way I'm using this. Well, not too much of a problem. I'm simply gonna use my old setup for this. So let's hold it back up. And let me see if I can climb out of here. Okay, is the tree clear? The road clear? It is. Right. So 70 centimeter cutting width is not enough for these trees. Means I'm gonna have to sort something else out. I'm probably gonna call the vehicle store if they have anything useful for me. Otherwise, I'm simply gonna go the back to basics. You know, you probably remember, if you've been watching this series, how I started with the logging trailer with the John Deere front loader, and how I had to go get a few weights until it was kind of sort of balanced out so I could actually lift a log. Yeah, that was that was something. I have fond memories of this, let's say it like that. I decided in the end that I'm gonna keep it at my place. It's the safest there. But I just wanted to say it's such a funny feeling because the cab kinda tries to stay level, even though I am moving on rugged terrain or uneven terrain. I'm always sitting parallel to waterline, or how should I say, I'm maintaining water level. It's such a funny thing. I heard there are some combines that also do that, and I have read that it's better for a combine to be as parallel to the ground, because if it's leaning in any way, the material that it's processing is building up on one side more than on the other, and it starts leaving bits unprocessed. You know, it starts throwing out grain at the back. So yeah, it's like sitting in at a game chair, you know, where you don't really feel any movement from the game. So where do I want to keep it? I think the best way would be to park it over there by the water tower. Now I gotta be careful so I don't hit anything. As I said, this is quite a machine, a big one. Now what I wanna put it on the ground, the header, so it's not straining on the hydraulics. Good. Like a glove. But I will definitely need some kind of a shelter for it, probably down in the least field. Look at that. So if I understand correctly how this works, these lamps lamp the tree. There's two on top and two on the bottom. These rollers actually move the tree through the header, and there is a chainsaw down here, a blade. You can see it's red colored, and that cuts the tree first from the ground and later on from into pieces. Yeah, in any case, let me get the chainsaw. I'm gonna need it, and I'm gonna take the newly repaired... Oh, I already got the chainsaw. It's probably parked over there in the tractor. In any case, yeah, with my newly repaired Massey-Ferguson, and let's start hauling some logs. At least I know what I'm gonna be doing the whole day, right? Probably multiple days. As I can't really see myself making it work in one go. Because if I remember correctly, I can load up 3 logs at a time on this trailer. So not too much. Not too much at all. I think this way is closer to Mr. Walters. What a beautiful meadow with all the flowers. I think I made the right choice with planting them. Seeding them. There's a difference between planting and seeding something. Yeah, already coming down. You know what I'm thinking? I made a stupid move. It would be a lot better if I would bring my my winch down and just drag all the logs in one place, cut them up, and then load them without moving the trailer. Anyway, let's pop here. Maybe Mr. Walter has something I can use. Maybe, just maybe. Yeah, we put the cows in here, in this barn. They were pretty safe, and we closed all the doors so they didn't escape. And here's Mr. Walter. Let's go say hi. Gotta ask him if he slept any tonight. That was a harrowing experience. Yeah, so I have spoken with him. He said that it's completely fine if I drag logs onto his land and process them later. I also made a deal that I'm gonna leave my logging trailer here, and I'll go back to my farm, back to my place, and I'm gonna go collect the winch. That's gonna be a much better plan, and I'm gonna haul everything here onto this open pad, and then I can process the trees in peace. So yeah, sometimes you think about things, other times you don't. It happens. Completely fine. That's why I keep telling myself all the time. Completely fine, you know. It's fine. Yeah, in any case, to make my trips shorter, I am using the ferry. Not too bad. And it's actually free for the locals, so... yeah. It's funded by the council. These ferries are fairly old, you know. These are not new. River Ferry 41. Yeah, gotta be careful I don't drop in. But I must say the water looks mighty fine. Even though it is probably full of mosquitoes and stuff like that, so I'm not gonna jump in. Not today. Maybe some other day. So on the way here I was thinking I should probably put some more weight on the front of the tractor. So I'm gonna do it. Yeah, right. I can't I can't pick the weight up with this front loader arm on. Could I leave it here? I think I could leave it here. Because I do expect I'm gonna be doing all the work with the winch today. No front loader arm. Just a bit more. Alright. Slowly back out. And I can connect the winch. Yeah, I really haven't used this gear in quite some time, so I'm looking forward to it, you know. Bringing back some memories. I think I paid around 600,000 for this piece of land here. And that machine over there is more than half of it. Just that machine. The Komatsu. Can you imagine? all the value of this land is basically to those machines. Not even that. It's ridiculous. Okay, so thinking about it, I should probably start on Mr. Walter's land to make some space. Probably start here, yeah. So how do I want to do this? I really don't want to damage the fence. It's kind of fragile, you know. It's only made out of posts. So I guess one pile could be here. You might have heard my phone ringing. I just had a call from the council about the tree clearing, and I said I'm already on it. Yeah, this is a nice flat spot for the logs to be piled in. So I think I'll use it. Now, how do I want to do this? I really don't want to make a mess, you know, so I have to avoid trees and logs all the time. Okay, so there's only one tree on this side, and there are quite a few on this one. I gotta make sure I leave all the healthy trees alone, and yeah, let's take the chainsaw out and let's start. Since they only been destroyed, well, not in a very short time, not too long ago. They are quite thick and heavy still. So it is. Do you know what I should do? I should follow them in opposite ways, because it's easier to load on the trailer if you have them facing opposite ways. You can actually fit more on the trailer because they kind of stack nicer. Okay, that's 2. Let's go get 3 you. Alright, let's put this back here into the blade, or the sheath. I think it's the sheath. So before I hook them on the winch, I do want to try if I can actually move them with my blade only. If that's even feasible enough. Okay, I can. Right, so far so good. So I need to get behind it. This is gonna be one of those jobs, right? And then just moving around and trying to position myself in a correct way. Yeah, nah, this one isn't gonna work, I think. I'm getting stuck. Well, maybe. playing Tetris with the logs. So this is basically one full trailer load. Nothing more. So you can imagine I have quite a lot of work to do in front of me. And okay, so if I stack them in threes, that might make it quite easy to load, actually. So let's see. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here. So this one can go that way, and these two can go this way. Oh, right. I can't really chew through the trees, so I need my chainsaw. Let's go these three. Is the land clear? It is. So if I have a tree all alone like that one down there on my left, I can simply winch it. That's completely fine. Okay, this is not exactly what I planned, what I had in mind, but okay. Fine. You want it that way. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna do this off screen, and I'll see you when I have more things prepped. Right, so I sped up the video so we could get all the trees kinda sorta in loadable fashion. I have to cut them in halves. I think I'll do this before I start loading. I wanna leave the this blade, the winch, here at Mr. Walter's. I'm sure he won't mind, because I'll definitely need it for taking all those trees on the other side of the road and pull them into neat piles. So I don't know if I leave the winch right here under this barn. It should be fine. With the emphasis on should. But no, you can see Mr. Walter has plenty of space, so I don't think he'll mind this piece of kit resting here for a bit. Okay, and let's get it off. Perfect. I'm still running my hazards and the beacons and everything, because I did go into the road a few times, and you know, better be safe than sorry. So what I'm thinking is, if I remember correctly, each load of ravaged trees gave me around 10 to 15,000 liters of material to process, so wood in the sawmill. So if I wanna take it in. I believe I have around 37,000 liters in the sawmill, which means that we can put one trailer directly into the sawmill, and the rest they are gonna have to be piled at the farm. I'm gonna have to find a suitable place, probably in the meadow, but yeah, just try and set this up. I'm kinda have flashbacks to the last time I was doing this, because when I stepped out of the tractor it was puffing white smoke. Okay, so let's see, around half, probably around here. I'm just guessing. I could take a tape measure out, but nah, it's fine. Let's wing it. Good. So I'll load one of these and I'm gonna take it up to the sawmill in real time, and the rest are probably gonna done in a time lapse or maybe even off screen. I am not completely sure. We'll see how this all goes. And as I've said previously, when I was loading logs, I did set my joystick sensitivity way down. So it's moving very slowly now, but it should be a lot easier to... Why am I sideways? Yeah, you should be able to grab it. Well, I can't even wiggle it, you know. Sometimes you can wiggle a log away from its place. Yeah, this. Okay. Set it down. It should be easier to pick up from here. Alright, like this. I need to pick them up more to the center, so more to the towards the tractor. Is this good? Not really. I'm gonna re-grab every log that I pick up. This is gonna take forever. I gotta make haste. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna get a hang of this. I keep saying that every time, don't I? Okay, you gotta be careful not to puncture the tire. That will be something to write home about. Right, so that's half of the logs, and it's also about half of the trailer. Now for the big logs, the thick parts. Oops, daisy. Yeah, this is what I meant with wiggling it just a bit away from other logs. Makes it easier to grab. Yeah, perfect. See how everything works out if you're patient. And another thought just occurred to me, and that is that I'm gonna have so much wood in stock when I cut down that forest on the rented field, which is a very beautiful thing because, tell you why. I'm good. Drop it. And I'll tell you why, because if you have fresh wood, it can start cracking up when it dries. If you have it all cut up and stuff like that. But if you leave the logs to dry naturally, you get much more stable wood. And you can make good wooden products out of it. So the value of my carpentry products and the sawmill products should, in theory, go up. Right, now for the last one. Ew, careful, I don't want to smash the trailer. Or the tires, for that matter. Yeah, this one is a doozy. Nope. Yeah, look at that. I messed up the grapple. Let's reset it. I think I parked too close to the actual trailer. Hey, I got it. I'm not sure if it will hold, but I've got it. Yeah, this one is very, very tight. I'm not even sure what's going on. How is this even holding? Come on, down you go. I mean, really? You're gonna do that? And yet again, the patient approach prevails. Right, so I have technically a full trailer. I could put a log on top, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna keep it nice and safe. Hang on. This. Put the legs up. Strap the logs down, and away we go. Yeah, two straps are gonna be enough. So yeah, I could put one more log in the middle here, but let's just keep it nice and safe. Why don't we? Right, so let's see how much wood we have in the sawmill. We have, yeah, almost 37,000. So let's see if it will accept all. I hope it will, because it will mean one less unloading session for me. Maybe I can speak with Mr. Walter and have the wood actually stored out at his place, and I can simply go down and load up every time that I have space in my sawmill. That might be a better idea. This was the approach that I used previously when cleaning these trees. Okay, it actually took everything, so let's see how much we actually get from these. So 47,009. Okay, well, this was 9,000 liters. If we were at just under 38 previously. Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely not loading anymore. You know what? Yeah. We're gonna park this trailer. Just hold it up. And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna load when I can actually put something in the sawmill. No earlier. Because otherwise I will have such a massive pile here and it will just be work getting the logs loaded on the trailer, and then it's gonna be another way down, yeah, so I don't get it caught on any branches. Anyway, it would be too much work. First bringing the logs onto the trailer and then taking them off again and then on again to put them in the sawmill. So yeah, no. I have decided I'm gonna change the plans, which is nothing too bad, you know. I know few people, I'm throwing no shade, please, but I know few people that whatever they decide, they stick to that decision without any option to actually change that decision when the circumstances change. And that can be quite a difficult thing. Alright. Well, thank you all for watching. Hope you had fun. And we'll see you next time. Next time I'm expecting I will be able to deliver some more materials to the playground construction. We are currently sitting at 621,000. So that beast over there took quite a big chunk of my money. But I think it will pay itself back easily, so no problem here. I can always sell it on, you know, to get some money back, so there is not such a big investment after all. Right. Well, take care everyone. Have fun, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.